Welcome everyone to the channel. How's everyone doing? Hope you guys are doing well. So today, what are we jumping in? But before we get into that, don't forget to hit the like, comment, share and subscribe. What are we jumping in? We are doing another pass to you, pass to me, pass to developers video. It's our own take on what we could see come to War Thunder, which our thought was a nice suggestion that could come in War Thunder. And another thing is, guys and girls, this doesn't really go to anybody. It doesn't come from War Thunder or pass to developers that War Thunder does. This is where I sit, or I get told about a tank, I could do research on it, then I make a video of it, and I think it could do well in War Thunder. So what is this fantastic machine we are looking at? If you haven't made out, it's a French tank with a modified turret on it. Yugoslavian partisans, 1944 to 1945, medium tank. One was converted, but they say there was actually two converted, but the one they don't have any documentation or pictures or anything on, so they say only one. On April the 17th, 1941, the Kingdom of Yugoslavia fell, and the king and his government fled to London. The country was split between the Axis-occupied Germany, Italy, and Hungary. The Axis powers created a pro-Nazi regime such as independent state of Croatia, a puppet state controlled by the Germans and Italians. When Germany invaded the Soviet Union on June 22nd in Operation Barbarossa, Comintern, which was controlled by the Soviet Union, ordered every communist party in the occupied country to start the armed struggle against the Nazi invaders. This precipitate was also received in Yugoslavia, where the Communist Party of Yugoslavia, under the leadership of Joseph Broz Totini, started an armed struggle. This first started in Sozinsk, Croatia, where the first partisan detachment was formed. We got to read through this to get to the interesting stuff, guys, and it's quite interesting that actually. At first, the partisans did not receive any help from the Western Allies because of strained lobby from the royal government, which supported the Checheniks in the beginning of the Chechenik fight against the Germans. But they started collaborating with the Germans against the rising partisans. There's always like politics involved, so you'll have one group that supports and then they'll change. It's how things play out against the Germans. Blah, 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 blah. Where was I? Partisans in Western support. Collaboration with the Germans against the rising partisans. The partisans gained Western support in 1943 after the Turin Conference, when it was decided to support National Liberation Army of Yugoslavia, Croatia, Bosnia, Albania, Montenegro. Guys, there's a lot of Russian Yugoslavian words. Instead of the pro-royalist Yugoslavian army in the homeland, Siberia, Jaraskikan, Bukwasa, I'm not even going to pronounce those names, known as the Chechens, formed in 1943 to 1945. The National Liberation Army of Yugoslavia started receiving help not only from the USSR, but also from UK and the US and other Western allies. I'm guessing that you guys know what tank this is. Yugoslavia partisans Sobos. That French tank. The Yugoslavia parts managed to capture many tanks used by the Germans, most of which were Panzers, vehicles captured from German enemies. The captured tanks were mainly French-made, such as the SOMUA S35 or the Hotchkiss H39. There were also some tanks of Czechoslovakian, Italian, and even Soviet origins. Captured SOMUAs belonged to the Panzer Arbeitsladen 202 and were being used as second-line armored for policing and for fighting partisans insurgents. Captured Somalis belonged to the PUDs. Okay, I've already read that. When the French built tanks fell into partisan hands, only a few were put into service, as the majority of the Panzerwachts, 35S, 739FS, all those words, were either knocked out or they were in critical condition. The tanks that were put into service served in the 1st Tank Brigade alongside light tanks, M3A3s, and EC Mark 1s. AEC Mark 1s, that's the armored car. Armored cars which were given to the British, by the British. Their final fate is unknown. They were either lost in combat or scrapped. Okay, that's the armored cars. Modification. This is now the interesting part. There you can see it. This is the one photo of the workshop. The SOMUA S35 was considered to be one of the best tanks of its time when it entered in service in 1936. Armed with a gun, armor and gun, were significantly better than other competition vehicles of the period. However, by 1944, it was completely outdated by the Germans using anything they had in the Balkans. Panzer 35Ts, Jagger Panzers 35Ts, Panzer 5s, captured T-35s were sometimes mistaken as Panthers or others. Firepower of the S-35 was no longer significant, so it was decided to mount an Ordnance QF quick-firing 6-pounder gun from a damaged AEC Mark II armored car instead. That was actually not the only change the tank. The upper protection plate of the running gear were also removed, revealing a leaf spring suspension. That was done on the workshop city of Srebrenica, located in Dalmatia, Croatia, which had been liberated in 1944 by partisans. Precise date of conversion is not known. However, it is known that the gun was mounted during the winter of 1944 or 1945. After modification was done, the tank was put into service and served in the 1st Tank Brigade. Some sources also claim that 2 tanks were modified, not just one, but it is mostly likely not true because there's no documentation. Turret was changed, armor plating, everything was thickened, sheet metal strips. So yeah, it was quite a endless task to do that. The 6-pounder gun, I'm not going to read any more of that. Why they needed it was for something with a bit more of a punch. They say the 6-pounder was good. It is reasonably reliable. It is reasonably good, but it's not my favorite gun to have. I prefer other guns in the game to that. But let's go through dimensions. Dimensions was height, width. No, it's length, width, height. 5.39, 2 times 12, 2 times 62. Total weight battle ready. Without any battle ready, it was 19.5 tons. That works out to 38,000 pounds. A crew, it had 3, driver, commander, gunner. Propulsion was a SOMUA V8 petrol 200 HP engine, which is for this size tank not very powerful at all engine. Top speed road and off-road was 40 to 32 kilometers, 40 and 32 kilometers. So on road 40, off road 32. I'm not really falling for that trick, but anyway. Range on and off road was 230, 130 kilometers. Yeah, that could be correct. Armament was 1 Ordnance quick firing 6-pounder gun, 57 millimeter. Armor front was 20 to 48 millimeters. Total modified number was 1. So yeah, guys, that's the brief history on this tank. I can see this tank maybe coming in as a premium because of the rarity of it. You can put it in the USSR Tech Tree. You can put it at about rank 3, thereabout. I think will be fine for it. You could even make it a limited store pack vehicle, which I think would be pretty also unique for this vehicle. Will it breed anything? Yeah, we know the French tanks have got good armor, but shitty guns. So I think this, you could even put it in the French Tech Tree, I feel. Because technically majority of this is French. So yeah, screw the USSR, put it in the French Tech Tree. This might give that French lineups just some bit more of a kick to play. Might just add some more spice to it. Running around with a British gun on a French tank, I think will be awesome. I think it's a pretty cool tank. I think it deserves to get recognition. So guys, don't forget, and ladies, don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe. And check in the Discord link in the bottom. Keep well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.